Hello, everyone. My name is Joaquin Cardenas, president of the MSJC Communications Club. Today, I have with me Lisa Fain, one of the speakers at the TEDx event for MSJC. How are you doing, Miss Fain?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Good. Let's get started with the first question. Do you mind if we record this so that we could put it on our websites?
Sounds great.
Thank you. So let's go with the first question. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself and your professional background?
Sure. I started my professional career as an attorney. I worked in a large law firm in Chicago, Illinois for about 10 years. And then I went in-house to a company that was getting poised to go public as an IPO as their internal labor and employment lawyer. And they never did end up going public, but ended up getting acquired. So I ended up working for the parent company, moving from Chicago to Seattle and moving into diversity, equity, and inclusion and led DEI work for a while at that company, became an executive coach while I was doing that. And then when the women's group wanted a mentoring initiative, I called up Center for Mentoring Excellence, which is the company I lead now and the company that was founded by my mother 20 years earlier, and asked her what to do. How do I form a mentoring program? And kind of the rest is history. She came in to lead a workshop, and I realized the intersection of the work that she does and the work that I do. And I joined Center for Mentoring Excellence and took over as CEO in 2018. And the rest is history.
Very nice. I like the idea of the legacy being passed from mother to daughter.
It's a gift, really. It's really been one of the greatest gifts of my life to be able to do that.
That's amazing. Let's see. What inspired you to become a TEDx speaker?
Something I've always wanted to do. I do a lot of public speaking. I'm a professional speaker anyway in what I do. And I've always loved the TEDx format. I love how digestible it is. I love how poignant it is. I love how it challenges you to really crystallize your thinking and to come up with a message that has impact. And I was approached by one of the professors, David Moss, to do a mentoring to do one related to mentoring, and I just jumped at the opportunity to do that.
That's great. All right.
Very excited. Yeah, it's something it's really been on my bucket list for a number of years, and I think the message is really important, especially now in terms of creating a peer network. So very excited to bring that to the stage.
Yes, it's very nice. What's the main message of your TEDx talk?
Well, the title is You Want to Make a Bigger Impact, Build Better Connections. And the message is that we all have the keys to create more impact through the people that we connect ourselves with. It's not about who have power or people who have influence. It's about creating shared learning relationships by, horizontally with your peers, vertically, and having all sorts of different relationships that are about learning in your life so that you can make a bigger impact.
Nice. All right. What does your role involve on a day-to-day basis?
Oh gosh, no 2 days are the same. But what our company does is we work with organizations all around the world to help them create more inclusive cultures through mentoring. So that means consulting, facilitating. I do a lot of course design, consultation with organizations on how to create and sustain mentoring initiatives. As I mentioned before, I do a fair amount of keynote speaking, and every day is different. I'm on the road a fair amount, but when I'm home, I'm often leading webinars or trainings or designing courses, working with our very small but mighty team to really help companies create excellence in mentoring. So very, very different every single day. I can't say that there's been a typical day in 10 years.
That's amazing. It's something new every day, allows you to keeps you on your toes.
Exactly, exactly.
Nice. Have you faced any big challenges in your career? And what are some of your accomplishments that you are proud of?
Oh goodness. Um, Like many things, I would say that in some ways the challenges and the accomplishments are the same because the things that feel the most rewarding are when you've had to kind of face challenges and overcome them. And I think the biggest challenges have been kind of the career pivots that I've done. It took a lot for me to leave a law firm, a prestigious job where I was working a lot, but I had the credential and the established career path and to go in-house. And I did that because I just couldn't raise a family and I couldn't be the kind of mother and the kind of lawyer that I needed to be in that job. And being the kind of mother that I needed to be was more important to me at that time. And so that was really a huge challenge. It was very identity shifting for me. It felt very risky. I'm risk averse by nature, especially being an attorney. So that was one challenge that I overcame. I'm also really proud that I had the chance to do that. And then again, shifting from the law into a corporate role. And then the biggest change, I think, was going from a corporate role to an entrepreneurial role where the risk was even higher. There's no set paycheck in what I do. I have to go out, I have to find the business, I have to nurture the business. But the work is so rewarding, and I believe so strongly in it. And the creative process of being not just creative in terms of writing, but being able to create the things that bring value to others and bring a revenue to me and my family is incredibly, incredibly rewarding. So those were big hills to climb, and looking back, very much worth it.
That's nice. Very interesting. A lot of
Lots.
work you put in, but the reward is immense.
Yeah, and there's always lots of pivots, Joaquin. You picture it early in your career that there's going to be one path, and the truth is there's not one path, there's many paths. So it's lots of choices along the way.
Great. It's something great to keep in mind.
Hmm.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Oh my goodness. 5 years feels like an eternity. Where do I see myself in the next 5 years? Doing a lot more of this, continuing to speak in various places, broader audiences, doing a lot more work, which I've begun to do now around peer mentoring and helping people to create peer communities for themselves that help them grow. Um, be traveling a lot more. We're recent empty nesters, so having that flexibility to go from and travel more is super exciting to me and to my husband. And just continuing to do this work. 10 years, maybe doing a little bit less of it, but in 5 years, I think I'll still be in full speed ahead.
Sounds like you have a lot of fun things upcoming.
Hmm.
Lastly, any advice for someone looking to get into your field?
I think my field is so broad that it's a harder question to answer for me than it is for many. But my advice for anybody is to just follow your passion. Take the time to create some self-awareness, learn what you love, learn what drains you, learn what you're good at and what your challenges are, build on your strengths, instead of trying to you always want to develop where you're weaker, but spending your time on what you're developing where you're good at, I think has even more value. And then surround yourself by people who challenge you and who push you, who are diverse and have different perspectives and aren't afraid to disagree with you. And you'll find yourself in this field or any other field. I think that's good advice for anywhere you go.
Thank you. That's a lot to keep in mind. Thank you.
You bet. Thank you.
Well, I'd like to thank you once again for taking the time to speak with me.
My pleasure. Thanks so much for inviting me, and I'm looking forward to seeing all the TEDx talks and meeting the rest of the community.
Thank you. And make sure everyone to go watch Lisa Fain's speech. And once again, thank you, Lisa. And I hope you have a good day.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Joaquin. Appreciate it.